Guys, look what arrived here, the Huawei P50 Pro powered by HarmonyOS. So it's time for an unboxing, so let's get started. So guys, I'm pretty excited to present to you the Huawei P50 Pro JADAL50, which is, like stated here, the Kirin 9000 model instead of the Snapdragon 888 model, and as you can see here, it has only 4G. So what we want to do is start the unboxing. So I get rid of this plastic foil and we can see the whole packaging. As you can see, it is a small packaging. It is not very big. There we have a Huawei logo. This is because there's no power cord with this one, but my seller was so nice to send me the 66-watt charging power cord as well with the charging cable. I already have one from my Mate 40 Pro, so I don't need it. And also this one is not a European plug. This is a Chinese plug, as you can maybe tell. And yeah, this also came with the box, so I can use it maybe when I'm next time in China. Anyway, around the box, what do we have? We have the Huawei P50 Pro logo here, and we have some specs on the back. As you can see here, it is still TÜV Rheinland certified, which is for the eye detection. I think the blue eye filter for better sleeping, and some other things. So I'm pretty sure this will arrive in Europe as well, but later maybe, and maybe only in certain markets and only limited. But anyway, this is the Huawei P50 Pro. So let's start with the unboxing. And here we go. It's the first time I unbox a phone, I think, where I see the back of the phone first, because it's so spectacular, as you can see here with these two rings, similar to another phone that I unboxed a few days ago. And yeah, let's get this off. Wow, it feels cold and heavy, I have to say. So let's put it aside here. Let's see what is in the box as well. As you can see here, we have a nice little card here, which says something about 500, Huawei P50, 500 something. And you can have the app gallery here and all the applications, and you have my Huawei app for support. Then we have a SIM ejector tool with a nice graphics that shows you exactly where you put the needle in to get the SIM tray out. And we have some paper material here that explains in Chinese what you can do with the Huawei P50, and it explains you where the NFC coil is and what you can do with the device, like use the phone clone, or I think it's now called device clone app, to clone from your older smartphone. That's pretty nice. There's some specifications here as well, and some warranty information probably as well here. And we get a nice TPU case, which is one of the cheaper ones. So it's not a solid one, but yeah, a flexible one. But it's nice to have at least a TPU case. And you already know that this ex-sister company also had a TPU case with similar design. It's great to have it, but let's put this aside and let's unwrap this gorgeous white version of the device. This is how it looks like, and you can see no stickers on it. And here we can see the camera setup. As you can see here, it has a nice large 50 megapixel 1/1.23 inch sized sensor. It has a 64 megapixels tele camera, 3.5 optical zoom that can zoom in very, very close. It has a 13 megapixel ultra wide camera, also with a large sensor, and it has a 40 megapixel monochrome sensor to get more clarity into the shots. So I will test those cameras out, of course, but we want to take a look at this gorgeous design of the phone. We can see at the bottom USB Type-C 3.1. We see a loudspeaker. There's a second one on the top. We can see 2 microphones and an IR blaster. This is definitely one. And we can see the gorgeous display with the selfie cutout, which is, I think, also 13 megapixel, if I'm not completely mistaken, with autofocus, which is nice. Let's pump this. Let's turn it on, and hopefully it has some pumped in juice still. So let's see. The device is booting up. You can hear the Huawei sound. We can see the HarmonyOS logo every time. Very, very interesting to see. And swipe up to unlock. So it is already configured for us, as you can see here. So we don't have to have first installation wizard or something like this. It is already configured. And as you can see here, it is configured already for the European market, apparently, which the seller did already. So we have Huawei Video installed, Themes Wallet, all the crapware, the Chinese software SD installed. We have Google Chrome installed. We have some applications installed here. We have APK Pure installed as a software store, network connection error, of course. And all the other crapware apps are gone. As you can see, all the crapware, I say, but probably very interesting applications for Chinese people are already removed here from this software version. We have Huawei Video here, which is hopefully the international version, the global version, but I will take a look at this one here. We can see, notification panel, and we can swipe to go to the control panel, the typical HarmonyOS system, now out of the box in a smartphone here already, which is pretty nice. And we get the Huawei Assistant today, which, don't let me lie here, take a look at the version, is the Chinese version, however. And I think I can update this to the global version as well if I log in. And also I have the Android navigation buttons instead of the gesture navigation. Yeah, this is the HarmonyOS. It is, let's check the version. There's probably version update out there. This is a version 2.00150. There's already, I think, a newer version out there. And I will configure this device to my liking and will show you more of the device in action in a few seconds. Just like on every other Huawei phone, you can just use Phone Clone to send data and all your configuration options, apps and so on over. It will also copy the configuration of those applications, apps and games as well. Not all of them will work afterwards, but most of them are working fine and you don't need to re-log in or something like this. So pretty cool. In terms of biometrics and password, we have the same that we had in earlier models. So we have fingerprint ID. I have to set up a pin here. I will do it quickly and we will be able to add a fingerprint. What we can do is we can use the fingerprint to unlock the device. So we will add a fingerprint now. Let's start with this finger here. You can see it's an under-display fingerprint scanner, and you can see it is a little bit more down than on the Mate 40 Pro, where it has it somewhere here. So it is a bit more down, despite the fact that the devices have almost the same display size. So let's see if I can get this configured here. And yeah, you get the deal. It is easily done. I don't have to show you, I think, everything. Just this one fingerprint, and yeah, this is basically what you do in terms of getting the fingerprint done. And I can rename it to whatever I want to do here. What you can see here is that the seller already put Gboard on this device, so you get out of the box Gboard. By default it will not be Gboard, it will be a Chinese IME keyboard from Huawei. Huawei has also its own Celia keyboard, but it's a nice addition that the seller added the Google keyboard Gboard here, so I can use this to type in, and I can just type something like this, right thumb here, for example. And I can also set up the face recognition. I have to give my super secret password here. We have the possibility to enable raise to wake if we want to. I just don't want to do this because it's not very clear. Let's put my face into there. And it is a 2D face detection only, so it is not so secure as on the Mate 30 Pro, which has, incidentally I have this here, the Mate 30 Pro running HarmonyOS that has like 3D face detection, or the Mate 40 Pro that also has 3D face detection with two cutouts on the left. I'm recording with the Mate 40 Pro, this is why I cannot show you, but I can show you the size difference. And by the way, this animation that you see on the Mate 30 Pro we also have on the Mate 40 Pro. As you can see here, it's the same kind of animation, but here we don't, we have a always on display, and we can unlock this device as well. I can set the face recognition also, of course, to directly unlock. We don't like the Android, the iOS-like way where it is slide to unlock. I want a direct unlock when my face is recognized, because usually I'm the one who's using the device itself. So this is a face unlock with a 2D scanning system on the P50 Pro. Let's test the speakers. I just open up the music application, even if the update is downloading still in the background. And yeah, Dream It Possible, the song from Huawei, is still there. And it's logging into the Chinese services, I think. But we can just play this back. Shouldn't be any copyright issues on this one. Let's see how the stereo effect is. I will go a bit closer so you can hear it with my microphone better.
I will soar, I'm undefeated, oh, jumping out of my skin, pull the cord, yeah, I believe it, oh, the past is everything we were, don't make us who we are, so I'll dream until I make it real, and all I see is stars, it's not until you fall that you...
So this is not a very bass heavy track, so the vocals are sounding very, very clear, very high, not somehow too high, so it would like be a distraction or something like this. When it comes to vibrations, I can feel vibrations around here and vibrations around here on maximum volume, which is, I think, normal for such a smartphone, so no issues with there, and it's a nice stereo effect. So first impression is good, dual stereo speakers. Under display and brightness, we can set up the screen resolution to smart, which is a very high screen resolution. As you can see here, the maximum clarity is 2700 by 1228, so it's a very high resolution on this display. And we have also the screen refresh rate that we can set up for the first time on a Huawei device, on a Huawei flagship device, to 120 Hz if we want to. By default, it is stick to dynamic, which switches between 120 and 60 Hz to save battery life. So what I want to show you right now is how to protect this gorgeous little device, as it comes with a nice little case, even a TPU case. If you have a better design, of course, you can then use this transparent TPU case to show off, but I like the white design, I have to say. I never was like a fan of white designs, but since I had the first phone in white, I think it was the P50 Pro Plus, that looks so gorgeous, I thought this is a nice color and I want to have it. So to protect it, just put it into this little protection case. What we will have here is we will have on the side extra buttons, as you can see here, in the case melted, so it almost doesn't look like that there are buttons. It looks like an opening, but it's not. There are buttons there that are protecting the button. The TPU case is protecting the buttons, is what I want to say. Then the camera bump is also protecting here. You can see, I can feel it, the cameras, so I can lay it down like this, and it's not laying on the cameras directly, it's laying on the little bump of the TPU. Then you can see the gorgeous design again. On this side there's nothing besides a Huawei branding. This looks so familiar to another phone that I unboxed, but here we have a Huawei branding. At the bottom we have a cutout, a very large cutout for a USB Type-C. Let's try the usual test, because I have this SSD that I used to put all my videos on, and I plug them in usually like this, but on some these plug is too big and it doesn't work. Like on my Mate 30 Pro, for example, it doesn't really work. It's like loose. And on the Mate 40 Pro they solved this also with the official case. I hope that this one is also doesn't have this issue. It doesn't have this issue. So it's plugging in and we can like go in here. Where do we have the files? I have the files here, and you should see that it's the first time opening files. After a second, but you'll see that this is flashing. There we go. The Samsung USB drive is also showing up. Of course, it wants an update again. Files have to update the whole system still. Some applications want updates, so we'll do this via App Gallery, but it works in general, as you can see here. So the case, I think, is a good one. Oops, I unplugged it without unmounting it correctly. Yeah, it protects also the screen a little bit. So let's see here. It's a very, very thin layer over the screen. So when I place it like this, it sounds like it's pointing or it's sticking onto those corners here, which are a little bit protruding. Maybe you can see a glimpse of it. It's a little bit protruding here, but not so comfortably lying it down on the screen, I would say. So I lie it more on the back, I would say, because this feels a bit more protected than the front. Yeah, this is the included TPU case. As you can see here, there's a brand new version of HarmonyOS available directly out of the box. Update package 1. This adds the remove feature to the gallery for removing blemishes and unwanted objects from photos, which is pretty nice. So you can remove passers-by or something like this that are ruining your shot. You have this feature, improve quality of photos taken in certain situations, and you have, of course, system stability improvements as well. I will start downloading it right now, so we have the newest version available for the P50 Pro before I start testing the cameras and all the other applications that I want to try out. And I'm installing the update now. It's restarting, booting up into a secure mode where it can install the update, and this gives me time to show you that there is a little screen protector on the device itself. Maybe you can see it here at the camera cutout. There is a screen protector, but it's very well done. You can see the sides here, clicky buttons, red accent, I think it is, again, just like usual on Huawei devices. And HarmonyOS is just upgrading right now, as you can see here, updating, please don't restart. So it's also localized into English, which is nice. I wonder why this looks different to other devices like the Mate 30 Pro, for example. It could be that they're using a new technology here on this device, a new partitioning scheme, to make it easier to update HarmonyOS in the future, or there's a specific newer version of HarmonyOS running here on this device. So let's finish the update, and then I will do, of course, a camera test. I will show you the cameras here again, and you can see it has still the Leica branding. I think this is one of the last phones that will have the Leica branding from Huawei. And yeah, really, really gorgeous. I know not everyone likes this design, but I don't have anything against this. I have to say the Mate 40 Pro's design is more cumbersome to me than this one here. I like this a bit more. What do you think? Write it down in the comment section. After installing the update, what I was asked if I want to use the Celia suggestions, I said yes, and now I have a Celia suggestion widget here. I think it was there before. And Huawei Health installed as well, so it's part of HarmonyOS right now, as it looks like. So I can start Huawei Health here and have the newest version available. I have to just set it up. So this is the new version, and let's take a look at the cameras. I took my P50 Pro out for a nice vlogging test, and this is the front-facing camera that I can use for vlogging. It has 13 megapixels and I think 100 something degrees field of view. This is now 0.8 times, and it also can go wide, super wide, as you can see here, like this, or it can go super close, which is now 1 time zoom. So this is what you can see here, and I think it has also focusing. Let's try to focus on my Huawei FreeBuds, see if this can focus. I think it is focusing nicely and focusing back on my face. Let's go back into this mode. Maybe I can get it even closer. Yes, it can focus on the FreeBuds, as you can see here, and back on my face. So it has autofocusing, which is pretty nice for vlogging. And for a vlogging setup, as you can see here, I'm using my microphone again, which is working also pretty nice, just like you would expect from a Huawei phone. So let's test out the back-facing camera. So now testing out the main lens on the back with its 50 megapixels, and it's the default lens. So I think the cine lens is gone on the P50 Pro, but this is the quality that you can expect from the main lens with the nice creamy bokeh and yeah, the colors and stabilization. So let's try and switch to the ultra wide angle. You can do this even live, so let me show you where I'm walking. And now I can switch to the ultra wide angle, and it's pretty wide, and a lot wider than on my Mate 40 Pro or my Mate 30 Pro, or I think even the P40 Pro and P40 Pro Plus. So this is the super wide angle lens, and it has also nice stabilization. I think it has auto focus as well. So let's see again the FreeBuds. Let's see if it focuses on this. I'm not sure how close the focusing distance here is on the ultra wide angle, but this is the ultra wide angle, and this is what you can expect in terms of stabilization and in terms of quality. Let's try out some photos and a zoom test. What I want to show you right now is a screen recording of photos that I take. So we have a very high dynamic range, as you can see here, as usual. If I want to take a good shot of this flower, what I can do is go into the 3.5 times zoom, hope it will focus on it. I think it is focused on it. There we go. Maybe I can go zoom out a bit, like only 2 times then. Take the main lens then, instead of the 3.5 optical zoom. And now I think we have a nice shot of this flower. You can see it's a bit dark, but in general I think it's a nice shot. Let's take a look at the small flowers here. We go into the 1 times to see how close we can focus on this flower. We are not getting too much closer, but super macro is turning itself on, which allows us to get a bit closer, and then we can take another shot of this flower, and I think yes, it looks pretty sharp. Not sure what super macro is doing. I think it has like another lens that it points or it puts in front of the main lens, because the ultra wide angle doesn't have this capability of going much closer, does it? Take a shot here and see, this is the ultra wide angle and this is the non-ultra wide angle. I think that one is using a different sensor. This one is also not bad, but it's not quite as sharp as it was on the other one. So what we want to do now is a zoom test. So first of all, this is a photo with the ultra wide, 1 time zoom, 3.5 time optical zoom, and now we go into 10 times hybrid zoom. You can see it's very stable, and if I go over 10 times zoom, you can see that at one point there's this little preview window here on the top, which allows me to get it a bit more focus. Is roughly 20 times zoom. Then we try out 30 times zoom. You can see it's detecting text even, and it's getting a bit hard to hold this stable. And then I can go up to 50 times, but it looks bad already on the viewfinder. And this is 100 times now. Let's take the shot. And on the viewfinder it doesn't look pretty good, but let's take a look what it did in post-processing. Yeah, not the best, I would say. So it is the mess a bit better than what I saw, I have to say. And whoa, well, this one is not bad. I think this was like 50 times. Of course, if you zoom in, it's not the best. This one was, I think, 20 times, 10 times. Looks good. Yeah, in general, I think this zoom capability is working fine, even though it is not like this super mega revolution in terms of zooming. But in terms of technology, what they're using, a 3.5 times zoom lens to achieve this 10 time optical zoom, which is pretty cool. Let's go into 10 times directly. You can see it looks a bit weird on this viewfinder still, but after processing you can see that it's a lot clearer. You can see it is, I think it can compete with 10 times optical zoom. This is my first impression, at least. And when it comes to wide dynamic range, I don't have the sun out right now, so I cannot show you this, but in general I think I like it pretty much. What else can I show you? A little bit of the menu itself. So we have the Pro mode here, we have the video mode, of course. In the Pro mode I can go into video mode and record a video with all the things that I want to set up, even the shutter speed that I can set up here. And yeah, this is the camera mode. There's more. Multicam is missing, which is already available for other HarmonyOS phones, but here it is still missing. But instead of this, you get a story creator, which allows you to create various stories, which reminds me a little bit of the Honor phone that I'm also testing right now, which also has these kinds of stories that you can create. I think new is the possibility to have a video recording button in aperture mode. So if I have my FreeBuds here, you can see I have already natural bokeh, but it's adding another kind of bokeh to it. If I go into video mode, I can use this for video recording with this here, and I can put it down even, or make it sharper again. I'm not sure if this makes any sense, but if you want to do such things, you can do this now in aperture mode. And there's night mode. I really don't have anything dark here. Maybe I can try out photographing what is inside here, which is not really dark. And let's see, it's taking like a 5 second or 6 second shot. And this will take a while. And then we have the shot here. Pretty much, I think that the sensor size is so big you don't need this dark mode. I think, at least, you don't need it. Then we have under more a few other things like slow motion as well. Do we have anything that I can show you in slow motion? Let's go into slow motion, and let's see if I can zoom in. Can zoom in only 2 times. It's a football player playing a little bit with the ball. You can see it's too far away to do slow motion, I think. And also focusing is not really working as it looked like, so you can only use here 1 times. You can slow down 32 times, which is 960 frames per second, which is a bit weaker than on the P40, I think, but still good enough, I would say, because you have the possibility to change settings here and change the video resolution to 1080p for this one, which is, I think, pretty cool for a slow motion video. And when it comes to video itself, let's check. The video resolution goes up to 4K, and you can go up to 60 frames per second, of course. When it comes to the selfie camera, look who's here. Let's go into settings. We can go and have 4K 30 frames and 4K 60 frames per second as well for the selfie cam, which is, I think, also pretty cool, which not all cameras allow you to do 4K and then even up to 60 frames per second with EIS and stabilization and HDR and everything enabled. So pretty cool, I would say. Here another video test and a zoom test. You can see there's like a football game going on. I can zoom slowly in to see, I think it's a training actually, to see the people training, and you can see the camera is switching and it's detecting faces here as well. And I can zoom in. This is 10 times zoom and it looks pretty clear still for a 10 times zoom. Can we read one of the shirts there? I think this one has an FC Köln shirt on. We can go up to 20 times zoom. And we can go back to ultra wide, which looks like this. So this is a little video test in terms of zooming. So this is basically everything for this video. One thing I want to mention is we have the expandability via nano memory card on the Huawei P50 Pro, and this is a good thing. Otherwise we can use 2 nano SIMs as well, and it's a hybrid SIM slot where you can put either one nano SIM and nano memory card, or you can put 2 SIMs inside. It has LTE band 20, I think, so 800 megahertz should be supported for Europe. I think very important as well. And we have a lot of other things to do and talk about. So if you have some questions, write them down in the comment section. Like, share, and don't forget to subscribe. And maybe also tick the notification bell, because I will do some other videos about the Huawei P50 Pro. And we'll do comparisons with the Mate 40 Pro, maybe even with the P40 Pro Plus if I can grab it somehow. And we will also check out various different other software updates, HarmonyOS, and things that I did to make it more localized, because there's a Chinese variant here that I have right now. And that's everything for this. If you want to have good reviews in English about technology that you cannot get right now, but probably in the future, and this is a very advanced camera phone, I would say, then just don't forget to subscribe. That's everything for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Until the next time. Bye.